He made history by defeating Samoa Joe and becoming your new AEW World Champion.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, it's the Turnbuckle King. We are at Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH. We're here to talk about why AEW Swerve Strickland says he's not going back to WWE, why Swerve went to AEW instead of returning to WWE, meaning in the WWE return. Get the likes best we come into the locker room. And as of course, we're going to air the dirty laundry. We're going to talk about Swerve Strickland, why he did get released by WWE, had a chance to return to WWE, but explains why he chose to stick to AEW and do not walk out. Stick there and does what he have to do to make sure things work at AEW instead of return to the number one company as we know it is AEW. So let's chime in. Let's see what's going on. What's the reason behind the whole thing? How did this whole thing get there? And remember, he talked about this months ago, and we also going to talk about the interview with Breakfast Club. So let's get into it. Swerve Strickland gets candid about frustrations in WXT. So shin is the emphasis S, so it means he had more than one issue. I just want to put the emphasis on that. I know we know what S means. Let's see what he says. Swerve Strickland was part of WWE. Triple H took over. He wanted Swerve back, but AEW already had him locked in deal by that point. Now he's very happy in the land for All Elite, but he has to get off his chest about his former employer. Let's see what he says. Swerve Strickland barely scratched the surface of what he is capable of in WWE. Even with the implementation of Hit Row, they suck now. His time in NXT left has a lot to be desired as well, but he was game for anything that the company threw at him. When speaking with Chris Van Fleet, Swerve Strickland expanded on his time in NXT. He had a lot to say and with way worse as well. And I quote, "So that was a process like frustration. It came from frustration like a lot of these moments." Matt Bloom, for those you don't know, that's Prince Albert, A-Train, and Tansi. Brought me into the office with Canyon at the time, and I was getting a promotion. It's like I was like going up and paying stuff. But like early on that week, here's the frustrating parts of this. When WWE and NXT is like promoting this and doing this and that, it's like you're tweeting, supporting everything. Like, oh, this is coming from Peacock. Yeah, we're doing this, retweet it. Hey, this is the new show coming out, yada, yada. And we have promoted tweet, yada, yada, and mass tweets and stuff like that. But then, like, when you like something, they'll say nothing, whatever. Like, okay, you're doing your job. But when you say something like unappreciated tweet, no context, just tweet unappreciative. So let's see what else he says. Highlight it. Say you didn't see anything about me like that 2-minute promo video I put nobody like mentioned, but you'll see that though. So one of the things that I brought up in the meeting, I was like exactly what I say. I feel unappreciated. I feel like I could do more. Then y'all think I could do more. Like Kane was right there, the guy who can like hire me, fire me at this point. I was like, oh yeah, I have a year left here on my contract. And like I would like to make an impact on it. Really he's saying. I'm gonna get the most important parts.
Yeah, that sounds crazy, but I get it. I get what he's saying here. Because it's like working with your company. You could do a million good things and they won't give you no credit, no recognition for it. But the minute you harp on something they're not doing or you say something bad, then it's a problem. They'll highlight that and won't highlight the good stuff. So while he's on social media, I take it, and he's doing the positive things, they don't even care. They don't even look at it. He don't even know that they notice. But the minute he put how he feel on social media, they jump all over him.
That's exactly what it's saying here, because he said he wants to be in Shawn Michaels' class, but they're not letting him do anything creatively. Like you said, he has to go with the flow. But as soon as he says something on there, it's a problem. Then they say you got to earn equity. Yeah, in order to be doing able like that. By the time I was already doing the NXT takeovers, like the worst clubs at the time, first 2 months they was like, "Hey, thank you, I appreciate everything you're giving me. I'm happy to be here. What can I do to be one of your guys?" Here goes more. 3 months later, he said it again. That's 6. Then another 3, like a year. He said, "What's stopping?" He's trying to get Triple H approval. He said, "What's stopping from making me now the equity has grown? He knows I'm serious. I know I have to offer stuff like that. I don't know that maybe like it could be taken disrespectful. Like, what are you talking about? You're not seeing me here. Those are risks you got to take." Then it says he's currently doing very well at AEW. Yeah, he had a great match at Full Gear with him and Adam Page. So top of this bracket for the Continental Classic Round Robin Tournament with 6 points now. Tied for first.
After this video, your life is never going to be the same. So I need you to stop whatever.
Obviously, made Tony Khan has plans to elevate him. And of course, the match I just mentioned. What is your take on all this, good Brad? Look, this man had a lot to say about this. This is crazy. You got anything else you want to say to this?
Yeah, I'm not. He was the best thing in Hit Row. So Hit Row was actually holding him back then in that. And then it's sad when Triple H knows that you're the guy in the group, but ready to do thing which push like that. And the runaround thinking that it's your time, it's not your talent, it's just the timing, the company, and just the name power. You know what I mean? And the company, NXT should have kept it more real with him. They should have communicated and kept it real with him. Because unlike a lot of them, I think they lost one with him. They lost a star with Swerve. Swerve is a star, bro. He reminds me of Edge. You know what I mean?
When a little bit of Booker T. Yeah, a little bit of Booker T. I might add too. I would agree, because we could sit here and say Miro. We could sit here and say Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Claudio. We could say Malachi Black, Andrade. He is that one guy from AEW that does not need to go back to WWE. He's doing better in AEW. It's very few that can say that. We could add Moxley's name, but we know Mox is frustrated. Swerve's not frustrated at AEW. It's actually benefiting him to be over there. Like they mentioned, he's doing great in the Continental Classic tournament, and he's tied for first place. He's like pretty much one of the favorites to possibly win the whole tournament. So this is very bad on WWE's end. This is very bad. Now with WWE, they did release Swerve due to budget cuts back during COVID era. That did happen. However, he went to AEW, signed a deal. When he did do that, now he had an opportunity to go back to WWE, but he chose not to do that for whatever reason. He just did not want to do that. That's not the route he wanted to take. Swerve saw opportunity in going from WWE to AEW, and he also talks about why he should be in that company. Now, recently, Swerve Strickland did an interview with the Breakfast Club, and he talks more about that. This is just recent. He did this interview, and he talked more about it. So let's see what Swerve had to say regarding that.
WCW and then WWE was everything.
Yeah.
So when you see people leave WWE to go to companies like AEW, to me that's unheard of, because I thought WWE was the cream of the crop. So what made you walk away from WWE?
It wasn't my choice. It was just like we got fired.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it was I did something. It was just a political landscape of things. It was like the pandemic, people coming out of the pandemic. There was a lot of like layoffs going up and down, offices, talent. Like me and you would have a match Wednesday, you fired on Friday. I'm like, what happened? Wow. Like you were literally booked, so you didn't do anything wrong, but it's just like these cutting costs left and right. So a lot of people felt the effects of that, and it was out of our hands. It was out of like Triple H's hands. There's nothing he could do. It was just like, it was just so high up. Then eventually we got drafted to SmackDown as a group, as Hit Row, and that's why I was like with Vince McMahon, finally listening to him now. I'm talking with him. It wasn't very long. I didn't get a lot of time up there, but just that little glimpse of that window was enough to like change my mindset to make me better.
Is it someplace you would want to go back to? Like, let me build myself in AEW.
No, I'm doing AEW. I'm not going to give me something that I don't think I could ever get. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of that, and I wave the flag proudly, because Tony Khan didn't take a chance on me. You know, he knew what he wanted from me, and he put me in this, like, whatever you want. There was no parameters, there was no red tape, and I learned how to just become like a true businessman on top of just a professional wrestler. That's why the mogul persona is truly personified in AEW. It's literally let me be.
So Swerve talks about how he would not go back to WWE. He said AEW has allowed him to do things that WWE would never do. Now, also his interview, he talks about how he could branch off and do. He has a new shoe out that's price retail $250. You know, he does rapping on the side, and he does other business ventures and things as such. But other than that, Swerve is happy being at AEW. He's happy that he's now a former AEW World Champion. And he just signed a big deal. I heard one of the biggest contracts today in pro wrestling. And more likely, I could see him getting another world title run. I could definitely see that happening. So congratulations to Swerve on that. But the question is, did WWE drop the ball with Swerve? And I said it before this interview. As you heard earlier, they did. But at the same time, Swerve, you know that AEW at the same time, they only put the title on you due to there were not many other options. You know, there were a lot of injuries. Samoa Joe was pretty much a placeholder. You know, Adam Cole was injured. MJF was injured. You was the next guy in line, Swerve, to win the AEW World Championship. And there's no disrespect to Swerve. I think he's great. I think he's talented what he does. I was going by the timeline, and I'll call him spade a spade. They put that belt on him because of that sole reason. There was no other option. Because he was hot. He was also popular at that time. You know, he just started feuding with Hangman Adam Page, all of that. So I'm not taking nothing away from him, but we got to call it the way it is here, just like we do the locker room. You won that time for a specific reason. I disagree with the part he said Tony Khan gave him the ball. That's because that was not the initial plan. They decided to give you that option, see what you can do with that. But other than that, though, I think they dropped the ball with him in some way. But at the same time, WWE is at all-time high with the loaded roster on the men's and women's side. So it's not like they didn't need Swerve. But I'm glad that AEW was able to gain something in Swerve and bring out the best in Swerve. So I'm glad for that. So congratulations to Swerve in his new contract, and of course his run as AEW World Champion that was just ended by Bryan Danielson. And that's all I have regarding why AEW Swerve Strickland says he's not going back to WWE, why Swerve went to AEW instead of WWE return. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below in the live chat regarding Swerve Strickland, his interview on Breakfast Club. And he also did this interview with Chris Van Fleet talking about the same thing months prior, as it was covered here before at the locker room. So to bills are pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. You guys already know what it is. Until then, it is OUT.
Me and Chris Benoit basically all started together.
pretty much. You started a little bit earlier.
WWF, yeah, for sure, yeah.
But they pushed me to the moon, and they held you guys back. And we all started at the same time. We were wrestling each other. We were getting each other over, putting each other over. And I thought we were all going to kind of come up together. And it was like, you guys stayed behind. And it was like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, we definitely had to work harder because you already said it, Kurt. You already know the answer is that you were a WWE guy.